NoodleTools is a citation management program that NU Libraries subscribes to. In our video called Getting Started with NoodleTools, we showed you how to set up your free account, how to create a project, and how to set the citation style and citation level for the project. Now we'll start adding sources. This will help us keep track of the books and articles we use, and it will automatically create properly formatted citations. When I log into NoodleTools, I'm on the Projects page. I have a different project for each paper or assignment that I'm working on. In this example, I'm working with the project called Harry Potter Essay. To add a source, I just click on the project title. Now I'm on the Sources page, which is listed at the top, along with the title of the project that I'm working on. Let's say I'm looking for articles in the EBSCOhost database, and I want to add one of the results. Instead of clicking on one of the full text links, I'll just click on the title. On this page, I have all the information I need to add the citation. Back in NoodleTools, I'll click on the green New Source button. And this is where the citation level that we chose for the project comes into play, because it determines how many options you'll see on the screen. In our video on getting started with NoodleTools, we selected a junior level for this project. The first question asks where your source is from. The article is from the EBSCOhost database, so I'll click Database. The next question is, what is it? Our library databases can include many types of content, such as articles from journals, magazines, and newspapers. Some also have books, or some even have videos or photographs. My source is an article, which is also stated on the information page right here. Sometimes you may have to look at the article for a bit to determine whether it's from a journal, magazine, or newspaper. Since in this case the publication includes the word journal in the title, I know it's a journal. Now I can just fill in the information I have for the article, and afterwards NoodleTools will generate the citation for me. So this does involve a bit of flipping back and forth between these two tabs in my browser, one tab for NoodleTools and another tab for the article. The first section asks for information about the database where we found the source. The name of the database where I found the article is EBSCOhost, so I click on that line and then just start typing the name until I get a match. Next, I need the URL. I could just click on the address bar at the top of the browser window and copy that, but if a permalink is available, it's best to use that instead. EBSCOhost does provide a permalink option, so I'll click that, highlight the address, and copy it. I can do this by right-clicking my mouse and then selecting Copy. Another method is to use a keyboard shortcut, which is Control and C on a Windows computer or Command and C on a Mac. Now I'll paste that into the URL field. Again, I can right-click with my mouse and select Paste, or I can press Ctrl and V on a Windows computer or Command and V on a Mac. DOI stands for Digital Object Identifier. This isn't always listed, so don't worry too much if you can't find it. This article does have a DOI, so I'll copy and paste that. Now a yellow triangle icon comes up, meaning I have an alert that there's some kind of issue with the citation. It says that MLA recommends entering the DOI the same as a web address, beginning with https://doi.org/. So I'll add that to the beginning. Next is the most recent date of access. If you just accessed the article today, just click Today, and it will automatically fill in the date. If it was another date, just choose it from the drop-down menu. The next section asks about the article itself. First, the author. Since it's just one name and it's short, I'll just type it in instead of copying and pasting each field. Beth Driscoll. If there was more than one author for this article, I could click Add Contributor and enter their name as well. Now I'll copy and paste the title. Using Harry Potter to Teach Literacy, Different Approaches. NoodleTools gives me another alert. It's actually two alerts, both regarding capitalization. The first one says that usually the first word after the colon should be capitalized, and this is a requirement for all three citation styles, MLA, APA, and Chicago. So I'll fix that. And the second alert is still there. It adds that the other words should also be capitalized, and this is a requirement specific to MLA. So even though I just copied and pasted the title right from the database, I still need to make adjustments to make sure this meets the MLA specifications. Then the pages of the article, 259 to 271. This section asks about the journal that the article came from. In EBSCOhost, this is referred to as the source, which is the Cambridge Journal of Education. Then volume and issue number, volume 43, issue 2, and then publication date. This article just lists the month and year, June 2013, so I'll just add those. And last is an annotation. If your assignment is an annotated bibliography, you can add your annotation right here, and then your final source list would include those annotations. So now I'll click Save. And I can see that NoodleTools has created a correctly formatted MLA citation from all that information I entered. It also gives me a few extra options to organize my sources under the tag heading, which I can get by clicking the plus sign. So I can choose to label the source type, and this can be useful if you have an assignment that requires a certain number of primary sources, but I'll call this secondary. And you can also give the source a color, which would just be according to your own personal categories or organization system. Let's add one more citation just to demonstrate another method for doing this. I'll use an article from ProQuest. Again, I click on the title, and in this case, the ProQuest information page for the article shows me that the source is a scholarly journal. And I can also see that the publication again has the word journal in the title. So I'll click New Source, and again select Database and Journal. Now instead of adding the information field by field, I'll click this link at the top that says Quick Cite, copy and paste a citation. Many of our databases can generate a citation for you, including EBSCOhost and ProQuest. So on the article's information page, I just click the Cite link. Since I'm using MLA style, I'll just need to change the type in the drop-down menu. When multiple editions are listed, just choose the most recent one, which here is the 8th edition. Then I can highlight the citation, copy it, and paste it into NoodleTools. But before I click Save, let's look at this list of tips in the yellow box, specifically the first two. Do not assume the citation is correct. Compare two examples in the MLA Handbook and the Pullout MLA Guide above. The MLA Pullout Guide is at the top right, and clicking it gives me an example journal article citation. So I should compare that with what I've copied and pasted below to make sure that it's correct. The second tip is reapply text formatting like italics. Sometimes, for whatever reason, when people copy and paste a citation, the parts that were in italics may sometimes just paste as regular text. In this case, the italics did carry over, so that's all set. Now I'll click Save. Now I have more than one citation, and NoodleTools has automatically sorted them alphabetically by the author's last name. I can change the sort method to currency, meaning that the most current article would be first, or if I used any categories, I could have them grouped. Once I'm ready to finish my paper, I can then export this list to easily add my sources to the end of it. So click the printer icon at the top, which is used not only for printing but also exporting. You can export the list as a Microsoft Word document, an RTF file, which is a type of text file, or export to Google Docs. Or if I just want to copy and paste the list without creating a file, I'll just click Preview as Web Page HTML. I'll choose to export them all and click Submit. And this opens a new tab with my works cited list, already alphabetized, which I can then just copy and paste directly into my paper. Now you know how to add sources and create citations with NoodleTools. Make sure to watch our other videos to learn how to take notes and how to collaborate. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to contact NU Library for assistance.